Network 1, ex-Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. When we return from this short break, I will introduce my guests for today's show. Do stay with us. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and joining me in this conversation this afternoon is a social commentator. I'm talking about Honorable James Martin. Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me, Mathemata. It's always a pleasure to be here with you. Hello, Nigerians and the rest of the world.
It's indeed a beautiful day. I can see that in your smiles. Amazing. All right. The first story for today is from Delta State. Delta State Police Command has arrested a 50-year-old man whose identity is yet unknown for allegedly defiling a 4-year-old girl in Uboluku, Onyocha South local government area of the state. On Friday, we swiftly responded to a complaint of defilement of a 4-year-old child by over 50-year-old man. We first took the child to the government hospital where she was examined, and the doctor's diagnosis confirmed that the child has been altered, penetrated actually. We left the hospital and arrested the man and allowed the girl to show us who touched her, and she pointed the man. We immediately handed him to Divisional Police Headquarters Ogwashuku, where he is currently detained. He will be transferred to the State Police Headquarters immediately after the division is done with her preliminary investigation, the RTV disclosed. Narrating her audio, the mother in the viral video shared by Gwashim Shu said, "So I went to church because we have fasting and prayers. 100 arrested in Delta. I said, when you come back from school, you will not meet me. You should go to my grandmother's house." That's from the mother. "So after our fasting and prayer, I came back and decided to check whether she had come back from school. She called and I said, 'What?' Because I wanted to take my evening bath before bathing her. She said her buttocks was paining me. I demanded to see it, and when I opened it, I saw sperm. I inquired to know who did it." She described the brother that had injured on his leg. "I felt pain, but I didn't want to ask him. I was laying curses on him, and then I went to report to my mother's brother the following day. My mother told me to go to the police at Obuluku. I went there and was told to go to the hospital for medical tests. She said he was the one." The woman alleged, when contacted the police public relations officer SP Etafe Bright on Saturday, confirmed the arrest of the suspect. He said, "Yes, it is confirmed." Mr. Martins, this is a very disgusting story, if you ask me. And looking at the age difference, a 50-year-old man defiling a 4-year-old baby going to 5, a minor, you call a kid, going to 5 years. Not that there was only a penetration, but he actually had a kind of knowledge with this girl and released a sperm in her. What do you think about this? I don't know how to place my mind concerning this. What do you think?
Firstly, the name of the ex mentioned, Edafe, right?
Yes,
right?
yeah.
That's the police officer in charge.
Exactly.
What's the name of this man?
The man's name
And what's the name of the girl?
is yet unknown, cannot be
Why
mentioned for
is
security
it
purposes.
Unknown? I understand the girl's name is not published because, well, she's a child. Stigma and all those things is growing up. We don't really want the society's eye on the child growing up.
Okay.
Because she already has a date on her personality right now. This experience is likely to follow her for the rest of her life. That is not a pleasant experience. But I don't know why the guy is being held back. Tell Nigerians the name of this guy. We want to know. One of the first things the police should do when handling this kind of cases is identify the people and profile them. Publish his name. If the guy won the Oscars or won the Grammys or won something reputable, I think we would be proud to publish his name. So now that he has done something despicable, why should his name be hidden? Are we trying to protect his identity or what?
Don't you think it's for
Bright and his team publish the name of this guy? Start there.
Don't you think it's
Don't
you think it's for proper investigation to be carried out, because this is a suspect?
Everybody in Nigeria is assumed innocent until proven guilty. That's the law of the country.
Okay.
His name, the suspect, fine. The suspect, Mr. So and so, allegedly raped a child. I think that's the logical way to put it. But publish the name. If he did not do it and his name is published, let it out and let us bring the evidence that we have. Because I know the police is trying to make a case to go to court, right? But if they publish his name and he feels he's innocent, let him beat us to court.
But Mr. Martins, do you think,
be hearing news like this?
Mr. Martins, do you think the publication of his name is going to make any difference? Because of course, even if his name is being published, you can't take laws. We can't take laws in our hands. So I mean, you think the police?
I'm not encouraging the concept of jungle justice or what have you, but what I'm saying is these stories feel generic. A man raped a child, a man killed his wife, a man, all those things are generic. If we're going to improve our society, if we're going to be more honorable in our society, if people are going to be more responsible, we should be publishing names. Mr. James Martins allegedly raped a child. Let it be out there so that if other people want to do it, they will think about their reputation, their name. Even if he did not do it, or he did not rape a child, or somebody thinking of something to do, even if he has not done, when he thinks that my name will likely be published, I think people will think twice. Now let's come down to the case. A lot of people say rapists, we try to encourage girls, myself inclusive, we try to encourage girls to dress properly so that you don't attract prying eyes and all those things. There are a couple of things that men will see, and some of them that don't have discipline might want to take unscrupulous actions to arrive at sexual pleasure. But what could he have possibly seen in a 4-year-old? What could a 50-year-old, what could me, Martin, I'm in my 30s, what could I possibly see in a 4-year-old, in a 10-year-old? These things are the despicable things, and that's why I want his name published.
Okay.
Show us his photos.
Okay, Mr. Martins. Now let's look at the case, this case from the mother's angle. According to the mother, she said they have fasting, 100 days fasting and prayers in their church. And I mean, this is a place that is not confined. This is something that is willingly, okay? You are not locked up in a church that you cannot go to school and pick your daughter. And then the mother said that a 4-year-old girl, a 4-year-old kid, should go to her grandmother's place after school, though we do not know the distance between their house and the grandmother's place. So do you also think that the mother is also a kind of guilty in this aspect, because it's more like parents are not paying attention to their children anymore? This is a child that you went to church to pray for. And then you can...
Parenting is declining in our society. A lot of people who are giving birth don't even know the concept of deliberate parenting. A lot of girls are entering puberty and beginning to see their periods without getting to know about it from their parents.
Exactly.
People are learning more on social media and from peer groups than they are learning from their parents. It's despicable. I think NGOs, thank God for your kind of event, Society Watch, we're discussing it now. People are seeing it and hearing it. Hopefully, some people will learn from it. NGOs who are invested in the girl child and in motherhood and in parenting, they should take up the cause and train parents. You know, this whole marriage thing, people are getting married because of their age. You find a lot of old children getting married, old children in the context of their ages spent, but they did not spend time to mature. They do not know what to expect in marriage, parenting, and the rest of that. So it builds up to some of these cases. But then on the flip side, what if this is not the first time? The mother could be telling the girl, go to your grandmother's house, because that's the practice they've been doing for a while. I'm assuming it's the practice they've been doing for a while. And that's why the mother has that confidence. Tell her, go to your grandmother's house. So irrespective of what is transpiring internally, yes, the mother could have done better. Yes, they did not lock out in church. There's no law that says you cannot bring a 4-year-old to a fasting program. I'm a Christian, and we don't keep 4 years old people out of church premises. So they could have taken the girl to church too. Go from church to school and get the child and stuff. And God is not stringent. But that the young man is culpable. There's nothing we can explain that removes culpability from this guy. Even if the girl is 10 and she's naked in front of you on her way to her grandmother's house, could a responsible Nigerian not carry a 4-year-old child and ensure that she gets to her grandmother's house successfully and back to reprimand the mother? I've had similar kind of experience. I've seen children on the road. Where are you going? They will say they will go. Maybe I'll enter a vehicle and I see some minors in the vehicle. I ask them, where are you going? Who are you traveling with? And they say they are going by themselves. Sometimes I go out of my way to ensure they arrive before I come back and complete my journey. That's because I'm a responsible person. So why is a 50-year-old man not responsible enough to take his eyes off a 5-year-old girl? Now, when you check the kind of ritual killing and fetish things that are happening in Nigeria, we should hold that man and ask him if he has gone to try to make money because Nigeria is hard and they ask him to sleep with a child. These are some of the things that the police should investigate. Because if that is the case, who is to say this is the last time? So I think those are some of the things we need to consider in this case. The mother's action are irresponsible actions because better processes could have been put in place. But it does not excuse the young, I don't want to call names, but it does not excuse the young man. He's not even a young man, it does not excuse the man.
Well, we'll be wrong if it's that parents are actually not doing a whole lot. But I think it is high time that parents have to go back to the drawing board because the level at which parents are careless with their children these days is becoming alarming. Leaving a child, a 4-year-old child alone, it is something else. A 50-year-old man having a carnal knowledge with a child of 4 years is despicable. And I don't know the right punishment that should be given to this man for others to be able to learn from this. I don't know. We know that this is happening almost every day. You see an adult defrauding minors, but I think the federal government should put things in check
This one should
to
be
bring
made
an
example
end
this
to this.
one should be made an example of. Delta State, the local government where it happened, even before we go to the federal, the president does not have to do everything. There's a governor, there's a local government chairman, there's a police divisional headquarter. They should firstly complete their investigation. I am still holding on to the point of publish the name of the man. Stop. Unless the police is also trying to shield him, unless the police has some elements of compromise in it, publish the name of the young man.
All right.
Everything that is done in the process, we want to know. Tell us how you're handling it. Take that child to the hospital and let us ensure that nothing has been damaged in her system. She's too young for this kind of experiences.
All right.
She
So
will receive a scholarship until she finishes the university. As compensation for this kind of.
well, according to James Martin, we are calling on the governor of Delta State, Governor Oberwari. We are calling on all the elites there, Bright Edafe, that something should be done in a way that people that have had in mind to carry out this kind of evil act would disembark, if there is any word like that. Because it is despicable, like we said, that a 50-year-old man, I mean, what are you admiring in a 4-year-old child? Well, we hope that something will be done. Investigation is ongoing, and we'll get back to that. And then the second story for today, at least 5 people have died and several others are being treated at the Infectious Disease Center in Oyo State after attending a love feast organized by a white garments church in Ibadan. The incident occurred last Sunday has caused confusion in the community. A church source stated that it is still unclear if the high-purse meal was responsible for the death, as others who ate the same food did not fall ill. Approximately 50 victims have been treated and discharged from the center, while investigations by various government agencies, including the police and the World Health Organization, are ongoing. Oyo State Police confirmed the incident and noted that investigations continues. All right, this is another confusing story. Mr. Martins, looking at what is going on here, about 50 persons, became victims of food poisoning after love feast in a White Garments church. Yeah, we know that the heart of man is desperately wicked and anything can happen in the world. But what do you also think about this? Because the reports that we had is that a lot of persons actually ate this meal that is during the love feast, but so many of them, nothing happened, though about 50, majority are receiving treatment in the hospital, while few have already died. That's about 5. What do you think? What do you have in your mind? What do you think would be the cause of all of this?
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Welcome back if you're just joining us. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And now the rest of our stories from Oyo State. 5 dies, many hospitalized. Feast. Yeah, it is stated here that at least 5 people have died and several others are being treated at the infectious disease center in Oyo State after attending a love feast organized by the White Garments Church in Ibadan. The incident occurred on Sunday, and well, this is a tragic one. After love feast, 5 persons have kicked the bucket, and then several hospitalized for food poisoning. And then the church authorities were like, they don't think is from the love feast issues. James Martin, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so they are saying that they are not sure that this issue is because of food poisoning, because a lot of persons actually partake in the love feast, but they did not experience this. So what do you think? What do you think could be the problem? Because all of these issues happen after the feasting, and though it didn't affect so many, and we know that the heart of man is desperately wicked. A food poisoning that leads to death, 5 persons instantly. What do you think?
Well, I think when 5 people die in Nigeria in an instance, it should be investigated to the very bottom, especially when it comes to do with food like this. Now, people died, right? 5 people died.
Exactly.
What does the autopsy report say?
They are honest.
An autopsy.
They are
honest.
honest.
What does the autopsy report say?
Right now, they are honest.
People also were treated and discharged.
Yeah, not all.
People were treated and discharged, right?
Not all. Some are still there.
Some people were treated and discharged.
Exactly.
People who recovered and were discharged, what were they treated for? The people who have not been discharged, what are they being treated for? Let us pick these things up, because right now what we have is stereotype against white garment churches and love feasts. That's how the average Nigerian will take it. But the church is coming out to say a lot of people partook in the love feast. So the church should give us a rundown. How many people, if they have the details, give us how many people partook, so that we'll be able to deduce, okay, these are how many people that were affected. What is the common denominator? Is there a particular food during the love feast that these people ate? Or was the food prepared generally? Did everybody eat from the same source? So that we'll be able to trace it out. It's likely that 1 or 2 or so bowls of food have been affected, and then it has led to this. So these are the kind of investigations we need to do, so that it does not become a stereotype. I don't think it has anything to do with the church. But we need to investigate why it happened.
Oh, okay.
In the church love feast.
Yeah, right now investigation is ongoing, and I'm sure this is part of investigation. Now, you are saying that though you have mentioned the criteria that should be things that should be done before they start accusing, pointing fingers at the White Garment Church, but these people came from their different locations, gathered in a place, partook in a love feast, ate from the same bowl, and then about 50 persons started having issues. 5 has already died, and then 45 receiving treatment after the whole love feast. Do you think they need to really do all of this before they can ascertain what it could be? That is not food poisoning.
The ascertaining happen in any of the processes, but the processes are necessary. 50 people out of how many? If it's 50 out of 70, that's a very big number. Is a reason for alarm. A lot of alarm should be going off. If it's 50 out of 5,000, it's a small number. So, these numbers, these statistics should give us an indication of the severity of what happened there, so that we know how to investigate it. If they all ate the same plate and it's affecting 50, okay, what's the peculiarity of these 50 people? Why is it affecting these people and it's not affecting other people? That's why I said also, if maybe they did not all eat from the same plate, these 50 people could have something in common, something that these 50 ate that something could be what contains poison or so. There was a time when I got rice. After eating the rice, I did not prepare it myself. I put it from one of the vendors. I will not mention their name so I don't demarket them. But one of the popular vendors. And my system reacted to it. I had to treat for food poisoning. In the process, I found out there was, I think, a bacteria that is domiciled in rice or pasta. And you know, I did some digging. I can't remember the name of the microorganism now. That being that experience I had. It was not a pleasant experience. And I found out that a lot of people have died from similar kind of experiences. So we could have a case of that kind of thing in our hands. My point is, we need to find out. Some people died. Autopsy reports should tell us why they died. If it's the same thing that killed them, let's find out what that same thing is and check if these people who were discharged recovered from that same thing, and then we can trace how that same thing got to be in the food that people consume. This is how we can do this investigation and come up with results that will prevent people from dying of the same thing in the future. That's my point in it.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Martins. Let's look at the next story for today. Operatives from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission conducted a raid on private hostels at the Usmanu Danfodio University in Sokoto earlier Saturday, resulting in the arrest of at least 40 students. Eyewitness reported that the operations began around 4 a.m., initially causing confusion as students thought they were being kidnapped until they saw EFCC identification. The agency did not provide warrant or explanation for the arrest, leading to student protests demanding answers. A university staff member confirmed that 30 of the arrested students were released, with 10 still in custody. EFCC spokesperson Dele Oyewale clarified that only 13 students were arrested for suspected internet fraud and emphasized that the agencies conducts stings operations rather than raids. Mr. Martins, the pattern of EFCC operation, it seems, is instead of changing, it seems, would I say, is becoming too much on the people. The way they break into houses, hostels, hotels, in the name of arrest, is becoming alarming. But my question is, do EFCC really have to destroy property before they make arrests? And why do they always go at the way hours where people are sleeping, distorting people's sleeping time in order to make arrests? And why are they always packing people? At the end of the day, they will now take out the people they want. Is it that they don't have appropriate information? They don't have the right information before they go to arrest? Is it that they are not... I mean, is this the only way they can actually arrest people? Can't they get a different means? Because in the process of this, properties are being destroyed. I mean, lives are being threatened. People get injured in the name of trying to get a particular set of individuals. What do you think?
Well, it's on the one hand a good approach, on the other hand a stale approach. A good approach in the sense that, well, going in the night, taking the people unawares is one of the best ways to make arrests, right? You don't need the person you want to arrest to take a lead and escape before you arrive there. Not everybody in Nigeria is tolerable enough to come when invited. Plenty Nigerians tend to resist arrest. So I think that's why they go at night, you know, barging and all those stuff. But then, on the other hand, it being stale, if somebody wants to arrest me, I'm in my office right now, we currently have 11 other people doing their respective jobs in this office right now. I think about 11. You don't have any business with the other 11 people. You have business with me. You came to arrest me, with me, and you go. But it's disappointing that EFCC will come and gather everybody. Because the people who have come out of EFCC mass arrest reported that they paid to come out. Even when bail is free in Nigeria, they paid to come out. So I think it's also a business strategy gather the guilty and the innocent, use the innocent to make quick money, and then whatever you do with the guilty ones. That's the disappointment. And also, I think most of these arrests are made on whistleblower policy kind of stuff. So the details might be blur or stuff, but the violence involved, the destruction of lives involved. I think people should go to court and pursue their case. It's just that the courts, Nigerians don't even trust courts anymore. But there is still the legal factor. Make your case. If EFCC destroy things, carrying out an arrest in your house that turned out to be false alarm, the government should be responsible for paying for those property. It should be replaced. Now, going after suspected internet fraudsters, fine. Go after them. I'm not encouraging internet fraud. Is Yahaya Bello in custody yet? EFCC, is Governor Yahaya Bello in custody yet? If you go and take out all these taxes in Yahaya Bello's residence or somewhere, do you not think he will be in custody? These are the important things that Nigerians are looking out for. I don't want to mention certain names of people who say they will resign if Yahaya Bello is not in custody. Have they resigned? So if it's good enough for the internet fraudsters, it should be good enough for the likes of Yahaya Bello and the other people who we know stole public resources, have been invited to come for questioning and they refuse to come. The same method should be applied to them. That's what I think. EFCC is being unfair. And if you destroy properties, replace them.
All right, thank you. Moving on. Economic hardship. Senate President Godswill Akpabio encouraged Nigerians to remain hopeful, stating that the country is on a path to prosperity despite facing challenges. Speaking on an interdenominational church service marking Nigeria's 64th Independence Day, he acknowledged the difficulties but emphasized that Tinubu's administration commitment to economic recovery is ongoing. Akpabio highlighted Nigerians' resilience and urged citizens to celebrate past achievements while looking forward to a renewed hope project. Aimed at rejuvenating the economic and supporting the vulnerable, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, echoes this optimism, envisioning the prosperous future for Nigerians. Archbishop Michael Akinwale also called for patience among Nigerians, reinforcing the belief that the nations would regain its greatness. Wow! This is from the... This particular one is from the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. He's saying that Nigeria is on its way to greatness, that Nigerians should be patient. I mean, looking at the time that he came up with this, and I'm wondering, Mr. Martins, is the path to greatness the 1,400 naira a liter of fuel? Is the path to greatness the 40,000 naira bag of rice that are selling to civil servants and then they resell it at the rate of almost 150,000 now? Is the path to greatness the level of insecurity in a country that a child cannot comfortably go to school and hope to return safely? Is the path to greatness, is all of these things we are seeing on social media, which we don't want to talk about it for the meantime? What exactly, where is the greatness going? I mean, is it that we are not seeing? You could recall that the president asked the ministers, the commissioners, that they should go out there to tell the world about the good things that they have done. And I'm like, are Nigerians blind that they cannot see good things? That you have to come and tell me first. Please make me understand the paths to greatness that Akpabio is talking about.
Well, have you gotten your Ashebi uniform for Independence Day?
I think I'm going to wear the blue.
Because I learned, that the government, I think it's through the office of the First Lady, is providing Ashebi uniforms for Nigerians to wear on Independence Day.
And that is a path to greatness?
Which is if you ask a few hours from now. So it's a great thing. I've not received mine, Senate President, sir. I've not received my Shebi uniform, so that I can be a part of the greatness. You get. Do Nigerians trust the words of Senator Godswill Akpabio? Do Nigerians trust your word? I'll leave that to Nigerians to answer. Politicians are good at giving us all these gimmicks and telling us all the nice things that they are doing, both the ones we can physically see, the ones that we believe will happen, the ones that are happening spiritually, and the rest of them. But Senator Godswill Akpabio, thank you very much for telling us, but we don't believe your words. Stop encouraging us when we're not seeing results. The government is 16 months in office. And it's a 4-year tenure. 48 months, 16 down, I think 34 to go. We are not seeing the intended result, the renewed hope. We are not seeing anything that points to it on the ground. The government entered office with fuel less than 200 naira. Right now, we don't even know how much we're buying fuel, but you cannot get fuel anywhere in Nigeria if you don't have up to 1,000 naira first. So the government is buying private jets and telling us to wait for hope. The government is doing a Shebi uniform and telling us to be resilient. Government is building villas for the vice president and telling us to be resilient. I don't understand where the Senate president leverages. If this was in a church, Senate president, sir, you put this in a church where people pray and you send prayers to people's bank accounts. Is this the hope we're talking about? Because I recall, I don't know if you recall, Immaculata, that the Senate president sent prayers to people's email addresses. Is this the hope? If you're doing it in a church, that's an upgrade. You're no longer sending your prayers to email addresses. You're coming to church to pray. That is good. But the life and reality of the Nigerian man has not changed. This government has almost completely collapsed the middle class. Nigerians are now either poor or rich. The middle class is almost completely collapsed. It's disappointing. But what is more disappointing is to come out and tell us that you guys we're on the path. Nigeria is on the path. What path? And statistics can be indicators, but we don't even care about statistics right now. We don't care about statistics anymore. Nigerians are looking good because they don't have a choice but to look good. We don't want to look like what we're experiencing. So, Mr. Senate President, sir, I encourage you to concentrate on your job and implement your job with integrity. If you do it well enough, we will know. Whoever is familiar with Harry Potter theories will immediately see a parallel between what the government is doing and what Cornelius Fudge was doing in the Harry Potter universe. The man was more interested in having his job than in doing his job. Stop telling us about your job and do the job. If you do it, we will know. We will see it. We will see it. So don't preach it to us. If you should come randomly to a street in Nigeria, do you think people will celebrate you? Do you think people will be proud that you came around? Do you think you can command loyal following? Generic loyal following that you do not influence with money or with promises or with anything? Don't tell us about the path that Nigeria is on a trajectory that is very disappointing. And we, Nigerians, are trying hard to pull Nigeria out of the trajectory. The government is not helping us. Immaculata, a couple of times I've shared on this show. I won't do that today. I've shared how much I buy fuel.
Okay.
What again? But I'm not.
It's no longer a new thing.
Not like them.
Nigerians
only make me, and that guy will always tell us fuel price.
It's no longer a new thing.
I know the inconvenience it puts me through to ensure that I keep operating, because we still have to buy it. Sometimes we have the money and it's not even available to buy.
Exactly.
So if Nigeria is on a path to greatness, we will feel it, we will know it,
All right.
and we will preach it. I will preach it.
It's
I don't need
okay.
the Senate president to tell me to say it. I will say if things improve, I will tell you. From my perspective, I will tell you. But Senate president, if you are in church, pray. Just the prayer is encouraging us to pray hard. Pray.
It's okay. Well, we are on the path to greatness according to Fabio. Let's just watch. I mean, we all have eyes and we have ears. Definitely we witnesses. Let's look at the last story for today. Nigerian Cardiac Society has said that over 20.5 million people died of heart disease annually, with more than 75% occurring in low and middle income countries. The president of the society disclosed this in a press release as part of the activities to mark the 2024 World Heart Day theme. Use Heart for Action on Sunday. He explained that the day, which is set aside by the World Heart Federation in collaboration with the World Health Organization, is celebrated to combat the stage of heart disease and promote heart health. All right, that is from the, we have seen it, the health organization saying that about, 50 to 10, that is out of 50, 10 died of heart attack. So I think it is high time that people go to hospital, go and check your health status. Go there and check your health status. Go and check your health status. It is very, very important, because we saw a pastor that died in the process of fasting. Perhaps he didn't check his health status. So I think it's high time. Thank you so much, Mr. Martins, for joining me on today's show. It was good having you in the studio.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Nigerians. We're all feeling it, but I assure you to get better. Keep doing the right things you're doing. It will get better.
Exactly. Thank you so much. If you miss out, there are so many platforms for you to join. I am Immaculata Irikana. You can follow us on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember that peace and unity are the path
Thank you.